biplanes in 1965. So from 1965 to 70, we lived in Linda, not one side of the tracks or the other. So you could look down one way and you could see the California Zephyr go by, and look and see the SP trains going across the street. That area has changed. I remember when the LCO Circus restaurant on North Beale Road, which later became Duke's after a couple of different iterations of something else, was one of the better restaurants in the area. And what I've noticed, and we talk about North Beale Road, it's getting a bit of a facelift.
Thankfully, yes.
With a design that's very similar, I was noticing, to what they're doing on 5th Street in Marysville right now, and also what was done with Bridge Street between between Plumas and Cooper Avenue.
Yep.
And now they're going to extend that because they've acquired enough right-of-way to do that. So there's stuff happening, and I just noticed that there's a lot of a different kind of energy in the area in the last couple of years, in spite of COVID.
Right. Well, I think, like we built that building in I'll just go back to that Sierra Central building just because it was a real postage stamp for the area, because people were wondering why we weren't doing it in Redding or Chico or Reno. Well, you could sense at that time that, things were changing in Yuba-Sutter, and particularly in Sutter County at that time, and in Yuba City. The amount of interest from everybody from, Costco, and thank God now Costco's coming to our region. It's going to be in Yuba County, and that's great for Yuba County and for Yuba-Sutter. But there was a lot of interest, but you hadn't seen any dominoes fall. Well, we built that building, and all of a sudden we're getting attention from all sorts of businesses. Pete's came up and they looked at our building, and they were asking the question why we built there, as well as many other businesses. And I think we were a real catalyst for people looking at the region differently when we put that building up. And other people have done the same thing. You look at what the Hilbers family has done, and the things they've built in and around the area, and the improvements they've made. And there was just a little bit of inertia, and then all of a sudden became a lot of inertia. And now when you look on the Yuba County side, with obviously the Yuba County Water Agency, getting funded in a different way because the lease rights came back to Yuba County for Bullard's Bar, all of a sudden there's some available cash to improve and enhance the waterways and what have you, and have it spill over in economic development. And then you go to South County and you look in the Wheatland Hub, and obviously the Hard Rock development, the Enterprise Rancheria Tribe, and that investment, that's the largest unsecured bond investment ever in the Western United States. That's a $500 million project, putting that hotel and casino complex together. And now with the new $75 million, 2,500 seat, 56,000 square foot, best ever concert venue indoor, I want to stress indoor concert venue ever built for acoustics and technology in the United States. And it's right here in Yuba-Sutter. And they've just blown the doors off, kicking that thing open with Tyler Rich, and with the private event. I'll talk about that. And then with Maroon 5 a week later.
Have a bite of your food, because I'm gonna kind of fill a little time here.
Great.
Let people know that we hope that you are able to see us, because it seems as though we've been having some routine, I hope they're not routine, technical issues here that we're trying to work out. If you are still hearing us but not seeing us, know that we will post the replay of this from our recording a little later today, and make it possible for you to see the whole 9 yards, including John's review of the cooking from the kitchen here, of the Cassidy salad. Cassidy salmon. I guess this is a salad, isn't it?
It's the salmon Cassidy, they call it. Yep.
The salmon Cassidy.
Yep.
So anyway, the point I was trying to make about living in Linda is then when in 1970, my dad wanted to expand and do some things and own the building that they were in. And so what he did is started looking around, and somewhere along the line he ran across some information that Pacific Telephone had decided to locate its facility out on Harder Road, or was it Tharp? That's Tharp Road.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. So he thought, okay, well, if we go a little bit further west from there, the city will grow to meet us. And that's exactly what happened. So we moved out to 2372 Butte House Road and lived around the corner at 1539 Villa Avenue, and that was where the folks had their business for quite a while. I ended up down in Sacramento shooting Governor Brown with a film camera back in the days of film, and kind of did that for a while, worked down there, and then came back up here in 1988 to work for KUBA. But that's a whole nother story. But the community has changed, and part of it, I think, is the fact that it's a bedroom community for Sacramento. That has had some benefits. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that in terms of the economics and what the development in the south part of Yuba County has had, and in the southern end of Yuba City, where people have been moving.
Yeah, I mean, I think you bring up a great point, Ted. I mean, you saw it, in Walnut Creek, right? I saw it in moving from San Francisco to Livermore. It's no different. When an urban area gets overbuilt, people look for better quality of life, and they look for cheaper housing. And let's face it, the same house you could get in 5-10 years ago, the same house you could get in Yuba-Sutter, maybe not as true today, for you buy it in Sacramento, it costs you $300,000. The same house was $225 or $200 in Yuba-Sutter, and it's only a 35 minute commute. And now when you look at the 4 lanes going back and forth, it looks like a pretty easy ride. Plus, then you get a more of a small town lifestyle. You get excited, and that's, I think, what's helped spur growth here as well. Is no question, it's become more of a bedroom community for Sacramento. Plus, with the airport, 35 minutes door to door for most people in Yuba-Sutter, International Airport, a great airport. This becomes a pretty nice place to choose to live and run your business, grow your family, work for a business, work whatever. It's the quality of life here is really, really good. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, I think this little island of Yuba-Sutter, especially over the last 3 to 5 years, has really become a really nice place to locate. And you're seeing it in the rankings nationally on a variety of different platforms where, we were last by Rand McNally in 86, 87, whatever it was when that came out. And today we're in the top 10 in many of those same type of rankings for quality of life. So it's really a credit to the people here and the people that have been in government and planners who have really, really helped change this. And then you look at, again, the Enterprise Rancheria and that investment in South Yuba County with the Hard Rock project, now Hard Rock Live with the concert venue and Hard Rock Hotel Casino, and Mark Bertha, the CEO down there, and his team, Craig Marcus and the tribal administration, Glenda Nelson, the tribal leader. Just an amazing amount of investment taking place in Yuba-Sutter, and people are